Sega Super GT or Sega SCUD Race, with SCUD standing for Supercar Ultimate Drive, has been around since 1996. But since this time, there's never been a home release for this game. Deemed as a Sato sequel for Daytona USA, Sega Super GT brings about 4 tracks with 4 real-life cars that raced in the BPR Global GT series, which is nowadays known as FIA GT. The last known usage of Sega Super GT was a Dreamcast tech demo released to third parties behind closed doors back in 1998, according to one YouTube video. If all the efforts to make SCUD Race a home title were dead, at least it didn't die in vain, because for OutRun 2 for the Xbox, there was an unlockable stage that included all 4 tracks as one interconnected long stage. According to a blog site called the Dreamcast Junkyard, there was a rumored 64-bit add-on booster cartridge to help play this game along with Virtua Fighter 3 for the Sega Saturn. Unfortunately, the Dreamcast came along, and any plans to revive SCUD Race would have to be done with the Dreamcast. And despite the best efforts of Sega to convert this to the Dreamcast, this project was eventually left for naught as it died an insignificant death and still never released to homes even to this day. About the best way to enjoy this game now is to go to the local arcades and hope it's there. But with arcades becoming a dying breed, you may be unable to see this game at your favorite arcade store. And as a result, perhaps the next best thing is to have an arcade-style port of a game available for home consoles and perhaps PCs or downloadable content as well. It was said that the Dreamcast could be able to play this game, but unfortunately, it didn't have enough power. Conversely, the PlayStation 2 had too much power for this game. There was even talk about how expensive this game was to code and create. So the end result is an arcade-only game, and even with arcades dying, this game may no longer be around at your favorite arcade. Even gamers that want a classic gaming experience from a classic game like Super GT probably wish they had it on consoles, PCs, or even as downloadable content. About the best thing Sega can do to preserve this game as well as many others from their classic collection of racing games is to come along with a classics collection featuring Sega racing games. These can be games that include Super Monaco GP, Daytona USA, another arcade-only title, Daytona USA 2 Battle on the Edge, and many other games of this nature. Even if this game is somehow renovated to next-gen standards or for the PlayStation 2, this game may still fall flat to most people because it brings nothing new to the table. And if you take a chance of renovating this game, what do? Do you add more cars, more recent cars, more tracks? Do you add new experiences like simulated time cycles and constant pit stops? Do you even take a chance of making this a simulation-type game to where the classic feel is gone in favor of a new, more realistic driving model? And since this is a sports car racing game, do you even take a chance adding prototypes or even having animated driver changes as well? The Super GT that exists in today's landscape was formerly known as the All Japan Grand Touring Car Championships, best known as the JGTC. It would be hard for Sega to try to come up with as many FIA GT cars as possible. At best, they could try to make their own JGTC style game. But in a classical sense, you just can't rule out the 4 original cars that made Sega Super GT what it was. If you take the chance of adding new tracks, what do you try to put in? For example, do you get tracks from Daytona USA and Daytona USA 2 Battle on the Edge? Do you try to come up with as many original tracks as possible? Do you even try coming up with real-world race tracks? No matter what the case, this game is still a classic, and with arcades being a dying breed, they don't want to travel all the way to the arcade place to see their game, granted it's there. So if anything, a home version of classic Sega racing games would suffice, and one of those games has to include Sega Super GT, otherwise it would be a waste of money. This audio report was provided by me, John Marine. Thank you for checking this video out. If you enjoyed this video, why not send me a comment or rate my videos? If you like this and other videos of mine, why not subscribe to me? You can do so by clicking on subscribe, either on my profile page or in any of my videos. And speaking of my profile page, please be sure to visit it for more videos, check out my playlist, subscribe, add comments to my channel in general, or more. You can also visit my homepage, which is also available on my YouTube channel. My name is John Marine. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.